What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Crypto Brew Show, where we are drinking brews and talking about it. It is November 29th, 2018, and boy, do we have a packed show for you today. So we're just going to go ahead and hop right into it. Jojo, you got some fancy stash going on over there. How you doing, man?
Oh, well, hello there. I decided to take a trip in the woods today and enjoy this wonderful maple scotch beer. And I'll tell you guys a little bit more about it later on, so stick around.
Nice. Ron, how you doing out there, man?
What up, crypto world? I am good. Thirsty Thursday, so I'm pounding some Michelob.
Fair enough. Alrighty, before we go ahead and jump on all up in this, let's go ahead and go to our disclaimer.
The information provided on the show does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice. Crypto Brew Show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Conduct your own due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
Hashtag NAFAMU, not a financial advisor. My own opinions, and hashtag BYOB. We did you? Alrighty, moving over to the state of the market. Well. Now, it doesn't look that great on the screen that you see right now. Sorry, listeners. However, the last couple days have been pretty exciting. We are sitting at a global market cap of 136 billion, 24-hour volume of 17.67 billion, and a Bitcoin dominance of 53.97%. Bitcoin sitting at the top at 4,200, down 2.81% on the 7-day. XRP sitting at number 2 at 37 cents, down a little over 10% in the 7-day. Ethereum at number 3 at $116, down 8% in the 7-day. Stellar sitting at number 4 at 16 cents, 12.66% down in the last week. And of course, sitting at number 5, Bitcoin Cash, seeing what's going on with that, still has overtaken EOS there. Actually, Stellar has moved up quite the most, but Bitcoin Cash sitting at $178, down almost 15% on the week. So pretty interesting there. We've definitely recovered quite a bit from, the last month or so. Jojo, I know we got some gainers and losers in there. What do those look like?
All right, yeah, so we do have some gainers up there. One at the top, pretty substantial. Octoin, the Octoin coin. I saw it and I thought of octopus, and you know what comes from Octopus Inc.? Inc. had to follow right behind it, and that's why it's up there at the top too, up 94.53%. And then right there, we had the gold poker coming in behind the octopus, and that's why it squirted the ink, up 85.76%. And I'm going to go ahead and not jet coin, but jet on over to the losers. Karma taking a wicked turn for the worse this week. It has gone down 52.29%. And right below that, we've got Rent Berry down 44.73%. And Agora's token, rounding that one out, down 35.43%. And let's go ahead and hit something else here, Charlie.
Yeah. And just real quick, I am drinking over here a little Christmas in your mouth from St. Arnold Brewing, Ye Old Christmas Ale. And man, it's got to be one of my favorite beers during the holidays here. I'm super excited. And also, before we jump into market news, stick around to the end of the show because we have a little giveaway going on that you're going to want to know more about. The Crypto Brew Show swag bag, carefully crafted with love.
Swag.
Bag.
Swag.
And you can learn more about that at the end of our show. But let's go ahead and jump right into headliners. We got our first headline today from ccn.com. Trending Google searches for Bitcoin surges to an 8-month high. Oh, buddy. Are we going on the up and up? Is this it? Are we back? Ron? What's going on?
Any news is good news, right? So I'm sure everybody's Googling, is Bitcoin dying or whatever? And, whatever. Google away. The more exposure Bitcoin gets, the better. Right, Joe?
All right, so I mean, just straight off the bat, our listeners out there that are on the podcast, they can't actually see the graphic that's in front of you. And the graphics that's in front of you says 8-month high. Look at that from 2017 when we were close to the top of our market.
Obviously, there's not that much
Yeah,
exuberance.
Seriously, it's only because Bitcoin hit bottom. And we found the bottom, and now we're starting to go up. Hashtag Napamu.
Promise.
But I think that's what's going on. People are like, holy crap, this stuff is like worthless now, quote unquote, in their eyes, because it's hit $3,000, right? When they saw it at some point at 20 grand. So yeah, I think that's exactly what's going on.
I feel like you're looking a little bit too much into it, and on that regard, yes, we tanked. We tanked hard in the last month or so, and that certainly sparked some interest to people that have had Bitcoin. Maybe they bought it back in November, December of last year. So there's that, and then but we also just had a pretty big spike today or the last couple days, so that could easily be a thing. I don't know. I just like to see us trend upward, regardless of what. I mean, like Ron said, it could easily be, why is Bitcoin tanking? I mean, it doesn't say, it's just Bitcoin as the word, not any other context behind that. But either way, I like that we're trending upward and not continuing our slow fall into oblivion.
Yes.
I completely agree with that. However, to Ron's early comment at the beginning, all news is good news. We've learned time and time again that is not the case in cryptocurrency. Words can defeat the space.
Oh, you sound like a millennial right now. Words are hurtful. Get out of here.
That was perfect. All right, we're gonna end on that one. You could do. You could just guess about what you think on that. I mean, I'm searching Bitcoin all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, hello, Bitcoin, how are you today on Google? So, you can do that too.
Hello, my old friend.
All right, moving on to our next article here. This one comes from TechCrunch. I think it's the first time we've had a TechCrunch article. But Ohio becomes the first state to accept Bitcoin for tax payments. Hello. People could use their Bitcoin they lost from December to pay their taxes. There are a bunch of taxes that they owe. I'm just kidding. But for reals, Ohio is accepting tax payments with Bitcoin through BitPay, which actually we have a video up on. I think we talked about BitPay and the card and how to use it. It's pretty interesting. We'll link to that video below. But what do you think, Joe, on this paying taxes with your Bitcoin? I mean, that's pretty big, right?
Did Drew Carey promote this? But anyways, yeah, so Ohio, kudos to you. I think this is awesome news. I know Arizona really was kind of the first to the market when they were starting to accept cryptocurrency in lieu of state fees, as far as traffic violations and all that stuff. But seriously, this is like a huge step up. And I just know that this is probably closer related to just property tax on the state level. I just wonder how this looks. You can't really do this federally yet. So your federal income tax can't be paid yet, but at least you could pay the property tax for your house. And I think that's really cool. Buy a house with the crypto you make, or mortgage a house in crypto, and then go ahead and pay the taxes in crypto. All right.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I mean, other places have already kind of been talking about this. Apparently Arizona, Georgia, and Illinois were considering this. Never got past the state legislators. But Rowan, what are your thoughts on this article?
It's good news, and it's good for the widespread adoption of Bitcoin, which is the backbone of crypto as of right now. So good stuff. Good stuff.
Absolutely. So look out in your state. Maybe a future tax payment via crypto is coming to a taxable state to you. That didn't make any sense. But anyway, great stuff. Moving on, we actually have 3 articles from Cointelegraph. And before we start this article, can I just say that Cointelegraph has the best pictures on their articles? They're so Awesome. I don't know who their artist is, but kudos to you, Sir Artist from Cointelegraph, because I love.
Could be a lady artist.
Kudos to you, person artist from
Gender
Cointelegraph.
bias.
Anyway, Nasdaq's Bitcoin futures could launch in Q1 of 2019, says Bloomberg. Hello, Nasdaq, joining in on the fun. Hey, Joe, what does this mean? Is this big news or huge news?
Well, I mean, see, the whole thing is we had ICE come in, and they went ahead and really jumped into the space as far as crypto is concerned. So I think NASDAQ knows that since the New York Stock Exchange is in this, it's time to play ball. And that's what's kind of going on here. And I think it's just really awesome that we've got multiple Bitcoin futures potentially coming out at the same time. I don't know how that's going to affect the space at all. I know we had just one Bitcoin futures and it blew the space up. So I wonder, I think this could be really huge, and you may have some competition.
I like the fact that I think I read an article about I want to say it was the chairman of Nasdaq or something was throwing shade at Dow and said it was a terrible exchange or something like that. So they're putting the boxing gloves on and getting ready to duke it out over crypto. Hello, do you really think crypto's like dying? Come on, that was a question of last week. Is this the end? Ron, what are your thoughts on this article?
Yes, this is the end. No,
of the bear market. Hello, hashtag NAFAMU.
Zinger. Oh, this is great news. And to kind of feed off of what Joe was saying, competition. Competition makes everything better. So I'm really looking forward to that. And maybe we can get a little regular Joe action on this in this one. Backed is only for rich people. So
that's true.
All right.
Go ahead, Joe.
So something interesting. I just kind of want to throw a wrench in all of this. Is just devil's advocate. But what about if Backed got backed up to Q1 on purpose?
Conspiracy mustache. All right. I mean, hey, who knows? But our next article actually kind of runs into this article as well. We have Nasdaq, again, from Cointelegraph. Nasdaq partners with VanEck to release regulated, surveilled digital assets products. Now, if anyone that hasn't been listening to our show, we've talked quite a bit about the VanEck ETF and just crypto ETFs in general. But apparently Nasdaq, again, putting on the boxing gloves and going all in on crypto and over-the-counter trade, or just futures and all that stuff. So Jojo, again, NASDAQ, what's going on?
I just think it's a brilliant partnership, bringing in VanEck to the fold. And, we've had ETF conversations extensively on this show. And I believe the last show, we actually introduced the article about Switzerland, rather, that they came out with the ETP, electronically traded product. And I know the Winklevys have been really all over that too. So I think a lot of stuff is happening in the space. Major things are happening in the background. And this is just some of that stuff coming to light. And I'm pretty excited about it, because if it's easier for the top dogs, it's going to be easier for us.
True. And Ron, I'm going to jump to you, but I'm curious what you think about this. It says here that they're going to implement Nasdaq Smarts market surveillance system. And if anyone doesn't know, Smarts is a cross-market, cross-asset, multi-venue surveillance tool that correlates real-time and historical data with detection patterns to trace illegal market activities such as spoofing and wash trading. And anyone that's been in the crypto space for a while knows that spoofing and wash trading are kind of a big deal that people like to talk about and wonder if these big exchanges are doing that with bots and stuff. So what are your thoughts on that? And do you think that them implementing that will help?
So theoretically, obviously, I think it's a good thing. If anybody's traded, NAFAMU, if anybody's traded on a sketchy exchange, or even some of the popular exchanges from 2 years ago, let's say, there's a lot of sketchy stuff going on, and you can actually like just watch patterns of pricing as you're just sitting there watching on any given coin. If you know what you're looking at. So that's awesome. I don't know if there's more to that surveillance system, to the point where it might infringe on some information that I wouldn't want exposed about my trading. And that's where a decentralized exchange comes in, because you don't have that aspect there. But overall, this is good news, and it's yet another example of crypto coming into our current economy and ecosystem. So good shit.
No, I honestly I wasn't even thinking about that as far as anonymity, and anonymous transactions.
Anonymity.
Well, how did our lovely president say it? Anyway, I mean, again, I think it's good for the market as a whole. It doesn't necessarily mean that we need to use Nasdaq or what's going to happen with their exchange and whatever. But again, as for market as a whole, I definitely think it's a good thing. Definitely go check out Cointelegraph and check out this article. It is a good one. All right, and well, again, another one. Cointelegraph. Hi-yo. Major U.S. crypto exchange Coinbase launches OTC crypto trading for institutional investors. Again, big money, institutional on-ramp. Is this what we've been waiting for, Ron?
Yes. All right, so I'm gonna go back in time a little bit. So Coinbase established a political action committee, right? And the whole basis of that is they want crypto in the regulated world to be involved. Like there needs to be some governmental regulatory action on crypto for these, like for businesses, enterprises, whatever, to feel safe about putting their money into crypto. So here we go. Once again, Coinbase throwing down, man. They're making it possible. And Coinbase could see itself as a very, very powerful financial organization in the future if this takes off.
Yeah, absolutely. Jojo, what are your thoughts on Coinbase jumping in the OTC crypto traded market?
Well, I think right there we've got Circle that was mentioned, and I think this is already happening, and this kind of goes back to all the stuff that we've already got going on in the background. And I think this is huge. My only worries is, once we get the regulation and all of that stuff involved, yeah, it's going to bring more money into the space, but there's going to be a lot harder instances for us to actually get into that space, right? The ICOs of the past are no longer going to be a thing for us. None of us will have enough money to invest in that. I
don't know about that, but
I think so, man, because if the SEC gets its teeth in all this, that's what's going to happen. So I think if Coinbase can somehow finagle their way into releasing ICOs through their platform, that may be something that could work potentially later on. But right now, I know I have to have at least, $25,000 in an IRA before I can even start investing in stocks in an IRA and in companies. So I know there's going to be some loopholes and things like that are going to come out of this regulation. So get them while they're hot.
I just know #Nafamu. I just know that, I mean, even there's plenty of platforms out there that want to, promote ICOs and issue ICOs through their platform. And I mean, God knows if Nasdaq or whatever, Coinbase tries to do ICOs through their platform, who knows how much that company is going to have to pay Coinbase, one of the biggest crypto exchanges and platforms out there. They're not going to necessarily want to do that. So I don't know if it necessarily it might scare some ICOs away, but I don't know if they're going to go away completely. I think there's still going to be retail investors that have options.
I think it's going to be more so the crowd funding aspect of ICOs is gone.
fair. I mean, STOs is the hype word of 2019, is it not?
No, it's not. 2017, dude.
It's actually institutional.
STOs, security token
institutional.
offering.
I thought you said ICO.
No. STOs. STOs is the hype word of 2019.
For sure, dude.
What were you gonna say, Joe? Real quick.
Beer.
Well, I mean, I think the number one word of this year, or at least at this time frame, is institutional.
Institutional, please.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, I think that's exactly what it is. And that's the thing with STOs. Once the regulation aspect comes in place and the SEC has its hands into it, we will no longer be able to invest in new companies.
Okay, based on the SEC,
you triggered
last week the SEC had a huge announcement where they broke down a lot of different things. They left the door open though for ICOs to exist, selling a utility coin to anyone. That it's still possible to do that, but they have all these like tiny little things that if you do this, it's a security. If you do this, it's a security. And you just have to kind of like maneuver between all this bullshit. But it's, as of right now, it's still possible because there hasn't been any regulation. The SEC.
Well, I mean, let's be real. The major coins in the space that are going to actually improve and really do well are not the utility tokens.
They are. I think they are utility tokens, but they're not going to be made available to people who are not institutional investors.
Okay, actually,
Exactly.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop you guys there because actually that kind of correlates with our next article. However, I do want to mention, like you said, Joe, Circle has already come out with an OTC service, over-the-counter service dubbed Circle Trade, and the product was introduced in February of 2018 via the acquisition of the Poloniex exchange. So this is not new. What Coinbase is doing is not new. However, there is still like, I just want to things are happening in the background. I think there are probably institutions out there that are already buying over the counter. But again, hashtag NAFAMU, I don't know. But I'm sure there are people out there that do know, especially, Circle and probably Coinbase. So there is demand for this, and I'm excited. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. I'm excited.
Coinbase has a lot of flutter about them with the introduction of new tokens and a token on their exchange that is fiat based.
Yeah, look at that smug.
I think that's all huge.
Look at that smug. You think Cointelegraph person artist did that on purpose? Look at that smug Coinbase square on the thing with his feet up. He knows everything that's happening. All right, moving on to our last article of the day. This one comes from Medium. Cryptocurrency. Is it a security, a currency, or asset? Now, you might be thinking, well, Charlie, it says cryptocurrency, so it must be a currency. That might not necessarily be true. Roan, you brought us this article, and man, before you start, I just want to say, if you have time, we'll link this article, Medium article, in our info section down below, because it is a long article and it has a lot of good stuff in it. So definitely check it out. But Roan, what is cryptocurrency?
It's a mouthful. That article. It's actually not that long.
It's not long, but
it's worth reading. It's
info filled.
Faux show. All right, so obviously this is kind of debate right now. What is cryptocurrency? Security, asset, whatever. Going back, so Russia deemed cryptocurrency a whole new type of asset, or whatever you want to call it. They called it a digital asset. So it's not a security, it's not currency, it's not property or whatever. It's a whole new thing, right? And I love that because the world of cryptocurrencies is so diverse. There are security tokens, there are currencies, there are utilities, there are stores of value, there's pure investments, there's technology. It's all these different things. And, you know, the term cryptocurrency, it's been dragged through the mud. I think that maybe it's forward thinking to start referring to these things as digital assets, as a cryptocurrency community. Maybe that's something we should embrace, because then we can get rid of all of the crap that's been dragged through the mud. Just drop it. We'll just let it go, and let's come up with this fresh new term. That way everyone can have a fresh mind when they approach a cryptocurrency, a digital asset.
Right. I don't
D to A. D to A.
I don't know if digital currency or digital asset is a fresh new term, but in the eyes of like how cryptocurrency has been dragged through the mud, it would definitely be.
I'm saying when you watch the news, instead of hearing cryptocurrency,
you hear digital asset.
Let's give it a new spin.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Joe, I'm going to jump to you on this real quick. In the eyes of regulators, Bitcoin doesn't count as a security, and the key distinction is because that it's a decentralized. No one controls it. So whereas securities are released by a central authority. So that's like the key distinction of why Bitcoin is not a security. Do you think that matters? And I mean, I think the biggest question is like, there's so many different cryptocurrencies out there. I mean, it's not only Bitcoin. There's so many platforms, and there's ones that try to be currencies. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think overall, it was very interesting. I read an article a couple of weeks ago through Forbes, and Forbes actually introduced a conversation that everyone anyone in like the accounting space has deemed that they don't actually know how to quantify cryptocurrency because in the eyes of digital security and digital assets, if you will, there's actually no ownership. They're really confused about how the legal aspect of ownership works with these currencies. Because theoretically, if it's not something that you can hold, you can't own it. And that's kind of where they're at in their mind. And they're still trying to like wrap their head around this, like kind of putting like almost intellectual property rights aspect on cryptocurrency, because theoretically you can't exchange anything you don't own. So it's actually illegal to use an exchange to actually transfer cryptocurrency, because you're basically transferring money that's no longer there. It's not even there.
Ridiculous.
And that's the way our legal system has it right now.
I know. They're trying to make a square peg fit in a round hole by trying to push cryptocurrency into the current system.
Exactly. And that's why I think you're right, Ron, as far as like the digital asset class. If they create something completely new, just like Russia did, that's it, man. That's what we need.
Russia leading the way. We should be ashamed.
Who would have thunk it? All right, and then
hey, here's some fighting words. They made it to the moon first, guys.
Oh,
zeitgeist.
All right, and real quick before we move on to our beer of the week, I just want to go off on a slight tangent here. One of the bolded not headlines, but one of the bolded lines in this article says cryptocurrencies are not backed by anything other than trust. And I know plenty of people out there are going to read that and be like, well, why would I want to get into cryptocurrency if I have to trust that it's going to be valuable? Well, I hate to break it to a lot of people out there, but that's exactly what you do with fiat currency. The whole gold standard ended with what, Reagan, I think it was? There's our talking about just the US here. Our US dollar is not backed by gold anymore. It baffles me to think how many people that I talk to that still think that our US dollar is backed by gold. It is not, people. It is not anymore. That stopped so long ago. You trust our government to say, hey, your dollar is worth this much. That is all your dollars in your wallet, the dollars in your bank account mean. There is no other trust other than that. Your dollars are just paper in your wallet, and the only reason why they mean something is because the government says they do. So
Preach.
do not take that cryptocurrency is not backed by anything other than trust, because I mean, they are backed by the decentralization of the network. They are backed by a hell of a lot more than the trust of your own government. You own your money with cryptocurrencies. You do not own a dime of your money in your bank account if the government decides to say that you don't. So that's all. I'm going to stop there because I could talk for days on that. But just, I want that to be a key point in this article and just moving forward about cryptocurrency in general. But on a lighter note, we're going to jump to JoJo because he is drinking a delicious beer. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm going to jump right to you. Allegedly. JoJo, what do you think about your our beer of the week? I'm not drinking it, but I want to.
Well, let me go ahead and drop a little knowledge, about this beer of the week. Really awesome concept. Sierra Nevada actually brought out this entire series called Trip in the Woods. And the Trip in the Woods aspect is just kind of a play on words about, barrel aging. So, you've got pine, everything else, oak barrels and all that stuff. They're just talking about, going through the woods, in essence, going through the woods of pine and oak and everything else that are in the barrels. And one of the beers that they have in the series is this one right here. It's called the Maple Scotch. And it's actually really, really fantastic. Scotch style ale brewed with maple syrup and aged in bourbon barrels. It's a fantastic, really drinkable beer. The maple tones in it are not too sweet, which I think is really good. It actually does have like a nice crispness to it almost. And then something else that I get to with it is, you kind of get a little bit of a bite from the barrel itself, which is really awesome. So this beer, really good. If you're a fan of Scotch ales, you're going to love this one. It's not over the top, and it's fantastic. And I think Sierra Nevada did a good job with it. So get out there and grab a bottle and try it.
9.8% alcohol by volume. Do you feel that? And also, question: do you taste the mapley-ness?
Well, all right. So as far as your question about the alcohol by volume, not at all, man. The mouthfeel on this is actually impressive. It's not super bulky. It's not heavy. It's really just nice and quality. And you don't get like that swift, like slap to the face with alcohol content, which is a really cool thing. And the mapliness, yeah, you actually do get hints of maple right off the beginning, like right as soon as it hits your tongue. But then as soon as you exhale, that's where it is too, which I think is even better. It's not over the top, super, super sugary.
I like it. I am jealous that you're drinking it, and I will go to my local store and grab one. Sierra Nevada is always one of my favorites. We'll get one for we'll get a few for the show. You know what I'm saying? All right. Moving on to our question of the week. Question of last week. Is this really the end? How things can change within a week, my friends. How things can change within a week. Obviously, all of us said no. Joey's not here today, but I mean, we all said our piece, and we're still ready to go. And the last couple of days have been amazing. And I mean, again, the things that are happening, the headlines that we talked about, I mean, things are happening in the background. Just because you don't see the price movement doesn't mean nothing's happening in the background. And we've preached that over and over and over again. We're going to World Crypto Con and just seeing these projects, just so excited about what's happening. Guys, there are things happening. Don't slack. Keep it here. Watch Crypto Brew Show. We will give you all the news that you need to know, so you don't have to go search for it. Anyway,
most of the news you need to know. We're going to try to give most of it to you.
No, we're going to give it all to you. We're just going to give it all to you. Oh, yes. We all get the virtual brew for that. So cheers to everyone that knows it's not the end. Cryptocurrency ain't going anywhere. All right. So question of this week, which will be the highest 7-day percentage gain from the top 10 cryptos in the market? What crypto is going to have the highest 7-day percentage gain in the top 10? Let's go with Ron. You first.
I'll take Stellar.
Stellar, huh? Any reason why?
Man, all this talk about institutional money, it makes me want to think that they're gonna kind of team up with a fellow company, institution, so to speak, in IBM. So we'll see. I don't know. I know it's only 7 days, but
okay. And Jojo, you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
I can go first, and mine's actually not based off of anything as far as like project relations or particular news that's coming out there. I think mine is actually just more so about the aspect of trend itself, and just taking a look at the 7-day trends from these. EOS has not picked up the slack as much as the rest of them, so I'm just going to say EOS is going to go up the most next week. Could be something news related, or it could just be something trend related.
And real quick, we definitely need to figure out if it's EOS or EOS, because I've heard both multiple times, and it bothers me that I don't know which one's correct. But anyway, you guys are gonna hate me, but I'm gonna say XRP.
As long as you didn't say Tether, because I would slap you.
Tether's not. No, God no.
Hey man, if you think Tether goes up, that means you think the market's going down again.
Right, that's true. No, but XRP, I mean, it's got utility. Do I think it's a real cryptocurrency? No. Does it use a distributed ledger? Yes. I believe. But it's not.
It uses blockchain.
It's not decentralized, and I don't necessarily like it when I talk about crypto, because it's not the true vision of what Bitcoin was created for. But I do think it does have utility. Banks are finding that it has utility, and that has some value. So,
well, what do you think about Chase? They just introduced some stuff, and actually there are already 100 banks out there in the space that are willing to use their coin instead.
What coin does Chase have?
They actually came out with two. I think one's called Quantum Ledger, something or the other. They're actually using multiple spaces, but they've actually come out with two different coins. Chase has two different types of technology.
You're throwing
JP Morgan can S a D, man.
You're throwing some news on me, and hey, maybe we'll talk about this on our next episode. But yeah, anyway, I think XRP. Let us know your answer in the comments down below, and yeah, it's going to be super exciting to see what happens. But something more exciting. This is what you've all been waiting for. Giveaway time. Hello. Win a swag bag crafted with love by Crypto Brew Show from World Crypto Con. Hello, Jojo. I know you worked really hard in crafting these World Crypto Con swag bags. So tell me what is inside of these bags that people can win.
All right, so really cool stuff, guys, and we kind of got it first thing because we were there, and we want to share it with you. So make sure that you get out there. We've actually got a Gleam set up, and you can actually get in for some really awesome aspects of that. But what you can win in these swag bags is a hat, a shirt, some cruises, and some stickers of ours. So really cool stuff. And they're all housed within the World CryptoCon bags, drawstring bags. So, awesome stuff. You can go out there, you can represent, you can power around town. Just repping your World Crypto bag. Yeah, show me what you're working with.
Yeah, I was there. Hey, shout out to obviously 3BX, Crypto Cake, Pyramid Brewing, Lee from Pyramid Brewing. They all gave us the swag so that we could give away. So super shout out to them. Each bag will contain a shirt, a hat, some cruises, and stickers. Like Joe said, we will link the giveaway down below in the comments. Definitely check it out and win yourself a bag. We have 3 bags, 3 of them to give away. Not 1, 3. And there's 6 ways to enter, so your chances are 6.
Dude, we did have some swag go missing. So if anybody knows where our swag went, comment below.
Fair enough. All right, guys. Well, that's about the show. So real quick, Jojo, any last minute comments?
I just poured the last of this trip in the woods, and I think I'm going to go outside and run around naked.
Ooh, that's how good it is, huh?
Yes.
Ron?
The Michelob was a bad choice. It's not satisfying at all. Never again. But we'll see y'all next time, and be sure to sign up for that swag bag.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, guys, thanks for watching so much. This is the Crypto Brew Show. We have talked about so much. Don't get discouraged. Things are happening in the background. Beer is happening. Giveaways are happening. And news is happening. Don't worry about the price. Just believe in what crypto stands for. It is freedom of your finances from your government. Let's all embrace that and have some fun. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more show. Cheers.
Peace.
Fun, no fun.